Contact that, Andrew Lee.
There you are.
There I am.
We found you.
Should you start the whole thing over again? Good morning, Twin Cities. Up and
Retry.
Adam.
Good morning, Twin Cities up and at 'em.
Retry. There we go.
I'm Jack
Rewind.
Tomzak. That is Andrew Lee.
Good morning.
And the person responsible for the audio quality is Lump.
Well, your microphone wasn't set in the right place, and yours was the only one. And I didn't realize that because all the other ones look fine.
That's weird. Nobody else sits here.
I know. I didn't do that.
I don't.
You're back on the airwaves now.
Subtle
Yay.
message. It's a subtle message.
I'm not.
Yours was the only one that wasn't working, Jack.
Well, at least now the messages are subtle. You wanna work
Was your
here or
key
not?
card working this morning?
You know, sometimes they just don't.
I've given up on that altogether. I just sneak in for the day that I'll have to.
Let's wait for Steve-O.
go.
Shuffle in behind him.
On the show today, we're going to talk about billionaire real estate mogul Donald Trump, who
Heard of him?
is running for president
What?
of the United States of
He
America.
is?
No.
Yes, after years of toying with the idea, he's made the decision to get into the race.
It's not true.
Wow.
We will talk about what motivates him, what he thinks
He's a
of
reality
Iowa.
show TV star. Why would he do that?
And author, best-selling. Well, he apparently is
He's huge.
jumping into
Huge.
politics. I think it's going to make for an exciting election season.
I think it'll throw a wrench in the race for sure.
It'll spice things up. People might listen a little bit more.
It'll definitely make it, it'll be different this time. It'll be different. I think he'll challenge frontrunner Jeb Bush for attention. We got Tom. We're going to
It's a show
stick in.
from
I
April.
got three stories that are just three things I saw over the last week online that are just driving me insane. We keep pushing it off, so the craziness grows. It grows. Get into that today. Talk about everything I think maybe you need to know about the New Hampshire primary. Devin Foley from Better Ed coming in at 8 to talk about the Minneapolis School District Superintendent search. We tried to get Devin in yesterday, but apparently the roads were bad. So we
They were pretty
decided to,
They're still not great this morning.
No, they were not great.
They're still, they're better.
Did you get snow? Did you get a little snow overnight? Because we got snow overnight.
No,
and the
I did
roads
not.
were kind of gross.
No,
in
I didn't get a
Buffalo.
noticeable amount. If it fell,
Yeah.
it wasn't noticeable.
I think we got like a quarter of an inch.
Is that
Which isn't a lot, but it's enough that it's on the roads and it's annoying.
You not noticing, is that more about the amount of snow or just your lack of like perception of things around
Well,
you?
that's what happens
could
when
be
you're
a combination of the two.
If you don't notice 8 inches, like, snow?
I don't see anything.
drunk. Your ability to notice things is kind of impaired when you're drunk.
Then we'll get into Hillary Clinton supporters' new tactic
funny.
of just yelling at people. Just yell. Keep yelling at people.
Yeah, that's how you win people over.
That's how you
You've
do
got
it.
somebody on the fence. Call them names, yell
Badger,
at them,
berate.
tell them how stupid they are, berate the crap out of them, and then they'll eventually see things your way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun segment.
Hillary Clinton supporters are delightful.
Uh-huh. Lump, do you have the audio as per? She's on the phone. We'll cover that later. So,
I slept through all my alarms this morning.
ooh, burn. That's
I
not good.
hate that feeling.
Yeah.
That is the worst feeling.
Ever broken a bone?
Yes. Okay, that was
They're close.
not the
though.
worst physical
They're
pain
close.
feeling.
They're close.
I didn't suffer any physical pain by sleeping through my alarm.
What time did you wake up? Or what time do you normally wake up?
I normally wake up around 3.
Okay.
A little before, a little after, somewhere around 3. Woke up at 5:09.
Oh,
I'm usually here by 5:09.
yeah. So downside, you probably drove in a panic. Probably your
Yeah.
head's a little scrambled.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I put on pants.
Upside.
Huh.
Oh, Stephen Kluver's coming in tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Tomorrow.
Oh, hold on. Let me check my shoes.
Show
Okay.
his critiques our clothing.
Yeah,
Just
she does.
decided,
She
heck
hates
with
your
clothes.
shoes. She might like your new ones,
I'm going to wear
though.
a suit tomorrow.
Birthday suit? So the upside is you got 2 extra hours of sleep.
That's true. And I'll probably enjoy that later.
Sure.
For now, I'm still in a panicked frazzle. Yeah, I'm still, oh my God, what's going on?
Yeah.
I usually I'll start filling the news bag the night before. I'll hop on in the evening and see what's happened during the day, start grabbing stories, printing them out, and I save them in a cloud drive that I can access from here.
Okay.
But I usually do that in the morning. Like I just save them on my computer at home, and then in the morning, the last thing I do before I leave is move everything over to the cloud drive. Well, I didn't do that this morning.
Oh, so Yesterday's
I don't know what the hell's in the news bag.
Yesterday's news bag. It's gonna be great.
No, I got here in time to do a quick scan of everything, and I think I got everything covered.
Lump, do you have the audio I requested for the first segment?
I do.
All right.
Or I did.
I'll bring up the context
Somewhere.
of it.
I mean,
had
it's
it.
still in the email you sent, if that's
No,
what you're asking.
I had it open because I watched it again because I had watched it last night and I watched it again like 10 minutes ago. I haven't now.
Jeb Bush was speaking at a town hall meeting in New Hampshire on Tuesday, and
This makes me so sad.
I'm not sure if the rest of the Bush family is going to talk to him. He's
I
going to
think
get
maybe he
extra
was trying
noogies
to be
from his
funny,
brother.
Maybe.
No, I think
dreaded
well,
rear
play
admiral.
the audio, and then
Okay.
we'll
Okay.
I think
react.
the next president needs to be a lot quieter, but send a signal that we're prepared to act in the national security interests of this country to get back in the business of creating a more peaceful world. Please clap.
Please clap.
Please clap. Every
got some
comedian in the
laughs.
world is like, that's my line.
Yeah. A spokesman for Bush told BuzzFeed News that the event has been mischaracterized in the media, describing it as a, quote, charming moment.
Oh, yeah, I was charmed.
Quote, it was clear Governor Bush was cracking a joke with the audience who laughed and enjoyed the humor. I get
think
that.
people
I would
laughed.
make that kind of joke.
Maybe people were just being quiet and letting him talk. Maybe they didn't realize this was clap time.
It's sometimes you don't know when you're supposed to clap.
I think he wrote that speech, or somebody wrote that speech, and intended that line to be an applause line.
Sure. Yep.
You know, that
Yep.
was this is going to be one of your applause lines, and probably has a little note where he's supposed to pause.
Pause for laughter.
Yeah, pause for laughter, pause for applause.
It's a good
he
Far Side
did,
joke about that.
and nothing happened. And that's how that was just sort of his instinctive reaction.
well, I think it sounds, I don't know. He doesn't
I-
sound like he's in tears. He sounds like it's kind of
accept-
funny.
I'll accept the explanation that he did it in a humorous
Kinda like,
fashion, but
"Come
I
on,
think
guys."
but he did fully expect applause at that line.
Sure.
I
and
believe
didn't
that.
get it.
Yeah, because he paused with intent.
But it sounds as if he is desperate, like he is standing on the edge with the scissors in his hand.
I
and-
disagree.
and
I disagree.
he really needed the applause. That's what it sounds like to me, but I don't think that is what happened.
I agree with you.
He delivered the line so pathetically and so well.
Right.
People would it sounds like
Yeah, the way to deliver that line is that's the part where you're supposed to clap.
right.
You know, something like
That
something
would have
like
been
Get your
funnier,
out
yeah.
without looking sad about it.
Okay, I think. Well, Andrew's right. That would have been a better line because then it would have been clear that it was like, come on,
Or
you guys.
look at your notes and say it says here you're supposed to applaud there.
According to
so
my notes, you should
Make
be
it
clapping.
obvious.
yeah, that would be.
That's what's called an applause line. Any other thing, but please clap.
Please clap.
Please clap
Will you please clap for me?
From Henniker, New Hampshire.
with a cherry on top.
This is out of a paper, used to be out of Madison, Wisconsin. I think it's out of New York now. Henniker, New Hampshire, saying his performance in last night's Iowa caucuses, clearly a day old, provided just the push he needed. Advisors for Jeb Bush expressed their hope Tuesday that the Republican candidate has finally garnered enough momentum to end his presidential campaign. Quote, if you look back across several weeks of political data, polling data, you can see that Jeb is definitely starting to build a full head of steam and appears to be in an excellent position to exit the presidential race.
Is he watching the same
So
race?
positive.
It's from The Onion. Headline, advisors hopeful Jeb Bush finally has momentum to end campaign. Thought that went well with the please clap. All right, so
Why do
secure the
people-
dinghy. I think we should add please clap to the...
Hashtag please clap.
Please clap. Why do people dislike Jeb Bush so much?
651-989-5855. Why do people?
Explain to Lump why you don't like Jeb Bush.
That's a genuine question.
There are a lot of people out there who just don't like him because of his last name. There are a lot of people out there who,
That's what
who were
that's
willing
what I
to
kinda
give him
feel.
the benefit of the doubt and say that he's a different person than his brother and his dad.
And I
then
was
he
in that
brought
camp-
aboard his entire brother's former staff to.
Okay.
And
I was
saying
in
the
that
same
camp
things.
when he first announced that he
Yeah.
was running for president, and then every step along the way that he made, and you know, it got worse and worse, and I moved farther and farther away from that camp.
And he
I'm not going to judge him because he's a Bush. He's his own man. You know, he's not his brother. He's not his father, and I don't think it's fair to
No.
just make blanket assumptions about him because of his last name, or blanket assumptions about how he would govern.
But when he
because
brings
of his
aboard
last name.
everybody from his brother's administration to advise on all these issues, it's
Right.
tough not to, well, okay, now I
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
And Governor Bush supports Common Core, which not a lot of conservative Republican activists are big fans of. Though it's not a national law, it's still a national thing that people just don't like. Mm-hmm. I'm not an expert on it, but that's pretty much it. And
But if you're
added
going to
that,
judge
he
him
seems to
solely
be-
on his track record in Florida, there's a lot of good things. I mean, there's a lot of positive ticks on his record from his time in Florida.
And like it or not, politics is half Hollywood, and you have to be able to deliver a speech and
Yep.
a certain kind of charisma, personality. Look at the current president; he is certainly an incompetent person, but he can give a hell of a speech, and that'll get you a long way. And Jeb Bush doesn't.
Yeah.
As I said from one of the first debates, he looks like, even if you didn't know his older brother, he looks like a little brother.
Yeah.
And as a little
Yeah.
brother, let me tell you, that's a killer. If you always flinch when people walk by you, that's not good. All right, let's take a break. Andrew, what is at the top of your hastily thrown together news bag?
State officials have said they've made progress on Minshore's problems. The same headline we've read at this time of year, this time the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. That's back. We've got a lawmaker saying Minshore improperly spent money, and an update on Police Chief Harto.
All that and more when we return.